Hello guys, I am Ankita and you are welcome to Ancosite. I am a junior research fellow at University of Calcutta and my area of research is human reproductive physiology. Here we will discuss about complex life processes in a way that you can understand it with ease. So, let's get started. Today we are going to discuss about DNA polymorphism and its classifications. To understand DNA polymorphism, it is essential to have basic idea about the structure of DNA. DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid is made up of three elements: deoxyribose sugar, phosphate molecule, and nitrogen bases, namely adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. As we can see in this picture, the sugar and phosphate molecule produce the sugar phosphate backbone from which nitrogen bases extend. The DNA double helix is held together by hydrogen bonds. Adenine and thymine are held together by two hydrogen bonds, whereas cytosine and guanine have three hydrogen bonds between them. Now move on to the topic of the day: DNA polymorphism. Now, what is polymorphism? Polymorphism consists of two words, poly and morphism. The word poly means multiple and morphisms means variations. Therefore, polymorphism means multiple variations, and DNA polymorphism can be defined as one of two or more variation of a particular DNA sequence. These variations can be of single base pair alterations or maybe changes in long stretches of DNA sequences. In this picture, let's say the purple individual has the so-called normal nucleotide sequence and have adenine at the marked locus. But the blue and orange individual have guanine and thymine on that same particular locus and give rise to polymorphic DNA sequences. Now, where does this polymorphic sequences present? Why these alterations are not harmful? This is because in DNA we have exons and introns. Exons contains actual genetic sequences and introns are intergenic regions. The polymorphic sequences are present mostly in introns and sometimes they can be at the promoter regions or maybe in regulatory regions. That is the reason they do not have direct influence on protein coding process. One of the most common confusions in DNA sequence alterations occur between mutation and polymorphism. Although mutation is also a change in DNA sequence occurs due to all these mentioned reasons, there are certain differences between mutation and polymorphism. These two can be distinguished in the following ways. Firstly, frequency. A mutation is a physical event in a single cell or individual. A polymorphism is a population attribute. Mutations present in less than 1% of the whole population, whereas frequency of occurrence of polymorphism is way too higher, that is greater than 1%. That means a polymorphism has to occur in at least once in 100 people, or the polymorphism of a rare variant might occur once in 1000 people. Secondly, impact on protein coding. Mutation can be present within protein coding sequences or gene sequences and may have deleterious effects on individuals, but polymorphisms are mostly present in intergenic sequences as discussed earlier and only indirectly influence protein coding. As the basic process of mutation and polymorphism is somewhat same, there must be a link between these two. If classified according to the functional consequences, mutations are of three types: mutations with harmful functional consequences, mutations with advantageous nature, neutral mutations having neither harmful nor beneficial consequences. Mutations with functional consequences will simply be eliminated by purifying selection and will not become fixed or inherited further. Rare mutations that confer a major reproductive advantage on individuals spread rapidly in the population and become fixed. Neutral mutations can also spread and fixed in population, but they do not spread as rapidly as the rare advantageous mutation. In both these cases, the mutations become variations in DNA sequence and thus termed as polymorphisms. So, it can be said that polymorphisms are actually mutations that happened long ago in the evolutionary calendar and became fixed due to its advantageous or neutral nature. DNA polymorphisms are of four types, such as single nucleotide polymorphisms or SNPs. They are variations in single base pair sequences. Insertion deletion polymorphisms that involves insertion or deletion of one to several hundred base pairs. Polymorphic repetitive sequences that constitute of nucleotide repeats which can be further classified according to the number of base pair repeat such as macro, mini and micro satellites. And lastly, copy number variations or CNVs. I am going to discuss each of them briefly in upcoming slides. Let's move on to the first type, that is single nucleotide polymorphism. Single base change is high density natural sequence variations in human genome. SNPs are mostly formed when errors occurs such as substitution, insertion and deletion. SNPs are prominent sources of variation in human genome and serve as excellent genetic markers. SNPs mostly are located in non-coding regions of the genome and have mostly no direct known impact on phenotype of an individual, but their role till now remains elusive, and depending on where SNPs occur, it might have different consequences at the phenotypic level. Next, insertion deletion polymorphisms. It is a type of DNA variation in which a specific nucleotide sequence of various lengths ranging from 1 to several hundred base pairs is inserted or deleted. Indels are widely spread across the genome. Move on to the next type, polymorphic repetitive sequences. Tandem repeats or variable number tandem repeats that are adjacent to each other can involve as few as 2 copies or many thousand of copies. Centromeres and telomeres largely comprise tandem repeats. Despite increasing evidence on the functionality of DNA repeats, their biologic role is still elusive and under frequent debate. Based on the size of each repeat unit, satellite repeats can be further divided into macrosatellites with sequence repeats longer than 100 base pairs. Mini satellites, they are characterized by moderate length patterns, 10 to 100 base pairs, and microsatellites, also known as short tandem repeats, repeat unit of less than 10 base pair. In this figure, we can see that the DNA stretches have 8, 9 and 10 short tandem repeats respectively. Structural and copy number variations are another frequent source of genome variability. It is called structural variation as the complete gene sequence is either duplicated or deleted. In this figure, the total gene sequences denoted as C in the diagram has been deleted and duplicated completely. Now, why polymorphisms are so significant in human genetics? The main significance is in individual differences. We all possess the same gene to code for insulin hormone, but still there is difference in the regulation of function of insulin in each individual. Again, we all have the same melanin gene that code for the skin pigment, but there are so many varieties of skin tones present in human population. So, what causes these phenotypical differences? It is the polymorphisms that made each of us different from the other. Related individuals like father and daughter, mother and son have very closely related SNP variations rather than unrelated individuals. That is the reason why we somewhat resemble our parents. Another most intriguing example is monozygotic twins. Monozygotic twins are identical twins results from the fertilization of single egg that splits into two. Therefore, they have the same genetic makeup. Till, from our daily experience, we can identify identical twins by some of their distinguishable phenotypical features such as voice. The main reason behind this phenotypical difference is DNA polymorphisms, especially copy number variations. So that's all for DNA polymorphisms and its classifications. If you guys have any queries about the video, please do let me know in the comment section below, because queries are always welcome. Thanks for watching the video patiently, guys. If you like anything about the video, please hit the like button. For more such videos, please get in touch with me by subscribing my channel, and also click the bell icon to get notified every time I upload a new video. I will be with you guys again in next week. Till then, goodbye.